Imagine a duel, not with swords, but with algorithms. For years, we've watched two artificial minds, an artist and a critic, locked in this incredible creative battle, pushing each other right to the edge of perfection. We saw their birth, we watched them learn, and now we're here for the final chapter, the story of how they truly learned to imagine.
It really is the biggest question in AI right now, isn't it? How did we go from these blurry digital smudges to synthetic faces that can literally fool our own eyes? Okay, let's trace the journey of machine creativity and figure it out. You know, it all comes back to this one brilliant, almost devious idea, the adversarial game. Just picture it. You've got an AI artist, the generator, trying to paint a masterpiece from nothing but digital noise. And then you've got the AI critic, the discriminator, whose only job is to call out the forgery. This relentless competition, that's the engine that has driven this entire revolution. But that first spark of an idea, it was just the beginning. That simple duel was fragile, it was chaotic. To get to where we are today, that idea had to evolve, to branch out into this diverse and powerful family of new models. This is the story of that evolution. So here's the roadmap of how it all went down. It started with that spark in 2014 from Ian Goodfellow. Then came DCGAN, the stabilizer that brought some order to the chaos. Then CycleGAN, the translator. And finally, StyleGAN, the realist, which achieved a level of quality that just changed everything. Let's see how each step really built on the last. The first huge breakthrough was DCGAN. See, early GANs were kind of a hot mess, blurry, unpredictable. The solution was in the architecture. Researchers basically gave the AI artist a better toolkit, finer brushes, better lighting. And the result? A much more stable training process and images that were suddenly clearer and way more coherent.
Now, this is where things get really cool. This is where we gained control. The original GAN was like a gumball machine. You put a coin in, you got a random image out. But with conditional GANs or cGANs, we could suddenly make requests. We could say, hey AI, give me a black cat with big eyes, and it would actually generate that. It turned the gumball machine into a vending machine, where you can type in the code for exactly what you want.
And then came the magician, CycleGAN. This model learned to do something that honestly feels like pure magic. It can translate between visual styles, like turning a horse into a zebra, without ever seeing a before and after picture. It just learns the visual language of horse and the language of zebra, and acts as a translator, changing only the essential style. It's wild.
So, all of these were incredible steps forward, but the next leap, it wasn't just an improvement, it was a quantum leap in quality. This is what pushed AI-generated images right into the realm of the real.
And this is where that journey led us. With StyleGAN, the AI artist learned to sculpt personality, not just paint a picture. It could control everything from the pose and identity right down to the tiniest details like freckles or individual hairs. And the result? Faces so realistic they could absolutely fool your own eyes. This was the moment imagination became basically indistinguishable from reality.
So with this incredible new power, what do we do? Well, this technology definitely did not stay in the lab. It completely exploded into the real world, and it started reshaping entire industries.
GANs became co-creators for artists and designers, generating everything from concept art to video game characters. In medicine, they're creating synthetic X-rays to train diagnostic AIs without ever compromising patient privacy. They're designing clothes, and of course, they are the engine behind Deepfakes, a technology that has uses from harmless fun all the way to dangerous misinformation.
For years, GANs were the undisputed champions of image generation. But just as they reached their absolute peak, a new challenger entered the ring, with a completely different philosophy of how to create.
So, meet diffusion models. Instead of that chaotic, fiery duel of a GAN, diffusion is a calm, patient process. Imagine a sculptor starting with a block of marble. Slowly, methodically, they just chip away the excess, revealing the masterpiece inside. It's not a fight, it's a refinement.
So here's the trade-off, right? GANs are that lightning-fast duel, generating an image in a single shot. Incredibly quick, but sometimes unstable. Diffusion, on the other hand, is a meticulous, step-by-step refinement. It's slower, for sure, but the process is way more stable and often results in images with just breathtaking detail.
And if this whole process sounds familiar, well, it should. This patient, refining approach is the engine behind the AI art tools that have completely taken the world by storm. tools you've definitely heard of, like DALL-E 2, Stable Diffusion, and Midjourney.
But this does not mean the story of GANs is over. Not by a long shot. That incredible speed we talked about, it makes GANs perfect for real-time stuff, like in video games, or for live video filters. Diffusion may have taken the crown for image quality, but GANs still reign supreme when it comes to speed.
So, you see, this isn't a story about one model defeating another. The future isn't about choosing between GANs and diffusion. It's about combining them. And that leads us to the next frontier, and some very, very difficult questions.
Researchers right now are building hybrid models that get the best of both worlds, the blistering speed of GANs fused with the meticulous stability of diffusion. They're even weaving in other architectures like transformers to create AI that can imagine with more coherence and creativity than we have ever seen before.
But with every single leap in capability, a shadow follows. This immense power to create synthetic reality forces us to ask a really critical question. Where are the guardrails?
And this is the ethical mirror we have to hold up to our own creations. The power to generate realistic fakes, well, that fuels misinformation. The ability to clone a face raises these profound questions about our privacy and our consent. This progress demands responsibility, and it demands an urgent push for tools like digital watermarks and advanced detection systems to help us tell what's real from what's synthetic.
Which brings us to the end of our journey, and right back to ourselves. The evolution of GANs was never just a technical story. It was a story about teaching a machine how to imagine.
This is the ultimate takeaway. These networks, born from a simple competitive game, threw open a door to a new world of creation. They proved that machines could generate brand new ideas, new art, new realities. But the technology only opens the door. It's up to us, to humanity, to decide how we're going to step through it.
The duel between the artist and the critic has given birth to something truly extraordinary, a new kind of imagination. And so the most important question is no longer, how does it work, but what do we do with it now?